You know, normally it's like fresh hot off the production line. Since we're in Minnesota, this is nice and cold right from North Pole.
Yeah, North Pole white. It started as black, but this is all frost because it's finally warm enough to make frost because it's humid now. That there's a bracket here for the power supply that are held in with thumb screws.
Leanne Lee-ish.
Very. I guess I have a couple of those kicking around too.
Yeah.
More grommet holes.
So we got rid of the drives in the front because they're obsolete, but these are not.
It's supposed to be a water cooling case, so wouldn't I want to be able to get my radiators inside?
Oh, nice filter.
How's that one stay in there?
Right there, little clips.
Not too bad. On my couple of other cases, you know, these don't like to stay very well. That one's pretty good. Can't get in.
Okay.
Send it back, it's defective.
See, for me personally, the minute I look at it, it's like, okay, so you want me to put two 360 radiators.
Somewhere.
And so on the top one, no vents on this side. There's only vents on one side.
Yep.
And in the front, same thing. Vents are only on one side. I kind of wonder what would be the temps with the system installed.
Yeah, run temps for when the doors open and close versus with the top on and off.
Yeah. Well, this was not to prevent scratches.
Yeah, I noticed that on the Phantom 530 as well.
Nice.
They have that same thing, and it looks like they're captured too. Yep. That's different than the H230.
Yeah, I think this is a new style.
It's a new kind of foam.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more dense. It's almost more like a neoprene type foam rubber than.
Yeah, it looks like neoprene.
Same tabs for the windows.
These are the new fans.
Oh, it won't turn on. Shoot, broken.
This new clear line of power supply is just not.
Clear line of power supplies and clear hardware.
I don't know, these captured thumb screws are kind of nice, but you kind of have a hard time knowing when you've unscrewed them enough. Because after a while, they eventually just start unscrewing from the panel.
True.
I mean, that's a pretty minor thing. Just a comment.
Aw. I know. Scratched up from the
Fan controller.
Probably gonna take away from the
Looks like
routing space.
Looks like the fan controller is a little bit tight. A little bit tight in the
LED controller.
That's right.
That didn't make a mark.
There's LEDs back here.
Yeah. Isn't that almost standard for all NZXT cases now to have LEDs in the back?
Yep. And I actually kind of like it too. It lights up the rear I/O section.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever have to do a lot of taking cables in and out of your computer. It's
true.
You don't have to move it.
Switch 810 had that, and the first mod that I thought of doing was, should I put like license plate on it?
There you go. There you go. Just cover up the GPU slots or the PCI slots.
What you gonna do with all this hump? All this. Get you drunk. Get you drunk.
These are all captured as well. So I suppose you could use that to install it either way then too. Depending on which way you like your power supply. So there's no
There's a filter in the front.
no foam or foam rubber mounting underneath
Magnetic on
the
the
power
top.
supply. It just looks like metal rails for it to sit on.
Oh wait, it's supposed to be like this.
Look at this, Bill.
Cover just pops out. Nice padding up front. So again, if you don't cut the front open up, how much air is your radiator going to breathe in?
That much and that much.
This is nice.
Ah, magnetic.
On the top and slide on the bottom.
So it won't shift around.
Yep.
That's pretty nice.
Yep. I like they went with the slotted approach, which should be standard.
Should be, yeah. Absolutely. And I kind of like that the whole front is, I mean, it's recessed a little bit, but it's primarily really flat on the front.
Yeah.
Wanted to make your own front panel.
Yeah, or maybe just a bezel around the outside and just leave it.
Yep.
Depending on what kind of look you're going for.
Nature kid. I'll pop the top off.
As long as there's no screws.
No, I don't think so.
Oops, they're full.
Snap! Holy cow. Feel that.
Nice.
It's a lot heavier than I was expecting.
Yep. Well, the
Metal skin on the top.
is it metal?
I don't know.
It feels plasticky.
It's too cold, I can't tell.
Yeah. It's nice though.
It is.
This is metal.
I'm guessing it's probably metal because it's that kind of a shine.
Yeah, the plastic doesn't get that cold.
But if it's a new style metal that's supposed to look like
Metallic paint.
Yep.
I like it. I like that they decided to mount all the I/O stuff on the case and not on the panel. I always hate it when I go and take a panel off and then just realize that everything's still connected.
That's one thing I would say NZXT cases, NZXT has been doing for a while.
We'll keep that up.
Yes.
I like that.
And I like this too, that they kind of raised the top mount up.
I actually like the little detail of their Excel in there. It's NZXT.
So this is riveted in.
Oh my god, a thumb screw that actually...
Holy cow, two of them. Oh. So there's nothing that holds that on other than those last two things. Okay.
The tabs in the corner right here.
Yep.
And the little ledge up front. Yep.
So there's nothing that it slides it on, so.
Yep.
As long as you remember.
Again, same style thumb screw, so that's nice.
So everything seems to be captured so far.
Yep. That is nice. No more losing stuff.
At least without trying.
I'm glad to see NZXT finally using metal.
Agreed. Those look much better than those plastic ones.
Yeah, I think how many different designs they've had so far for the plastic ones?
3 or 4?
Yeah, and they all have issues, so this should be better.
So we got what, hard drive and then solid state drive for the middle?
Yes. And plus you also have the solid state drive mounts in the front.
Yeah, there's 2 of them here. Oh, that's tight. And feels cross-threaded. Looks cross-threaded.
That's my one gripe with NZXT.
Looks very cross-threaded.
Factory are using the motorized
I found 2 that
drives. Put those in.
aren't captured. I almost feel like you'd be foolish not to put solid state drives there if you have that bracket in, because that.
Yep.
Neither one of these look very good empty.
Do you like the idea of having solid state drives located there?
I don't know.
Nice. They have the lengths cut up right here to run the wire cables, so it's kind of nice. And then there's one at the bottom, so you can route it out and behind.
Not that it really. I mean, if you could run it just into the power supply bay, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it wouldn't get in the way of anything. So
yeah,
it's a nice looking case. It really is. This is for this size case, it's probably one of my favorites that you've gotten in.
well, they included 3 of them in the front, which is nice.
4 fans and $120 case.
That's actually not too bad.
Yes.
No, I agree. It's nice.
It's good. It's good for the money. What I do like is for a full tower. It reminds me of the Phantom in terms it was not huge. The original Phantom.
Right, they got one right back there.
Yep.
First one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of like the feet too. Looking at them. There's not. I mean, they're not just round, but they're still tastefully, tastefully done. Plastic, but nice, decently soft rubber on the bottom, so that shouldn't transmit vibrations too badly.
This doesn't light up, does it?
Yeah, pretty sure it does.
Oh, well, okay. That's clever.
Look at all the other NZXT stuff you can buy.
Since you just bought a new case, why did you buy this case? What are you trying to say, NZXT? Did I make a mistake?
You don't see brochures too often
No.
in cases.
Which is nice.
Yeah, no, still haven't found this one yet. No,
You've come a long way.
no.
Not bad. For the true gamer enthusiast who crave not only good burgers but also steaks. EX360 radiator. The already fans mounted on one side and there's fans already on the front.
So 30 mil thick.
So 30 mil thick, and we have still decent amount of space left. So up till a 45. I do have a 45 as well.
No fans on the other side, but
Yeah, but still kind of gives you an idea.
it's far more easy to come in from this side, I guess. Well, this is the open side, but be at about there, roughly.
What brand and model radiator is Stu going to
this-
use?
Stu's gonna probably use one of these.
And I've also got, so that's an XSPC. EX, you said? Oh! There you go.
go. But back doesn't align.
Nope.
The back doesn't align.
Well, because of the,
yeah.
Because of that.
that's a radiator problem.
Yeah. So you could have been technically kind of mounted.
Well, you don't need full, you don't need 6, do you?
Alphacool 240.
Well, Alphacool. This is the. Yeah, you don't need all of them. But see, it's okay. So here they went with the 140 style, longer
Yep. Well,
and
they've got-
hair. But see, I also missed that one too. So
Oh, you do?
yep. So it's, I only get holes. This one, so 2 in the front, 3
in the
here,
middle,
and none in
none
the
on the
back.
back.
So you could kind of file it up a bit to get it in, but or just screw it in with those things getting benched a bit. Not a big deal though.
Yeah. Or just keep that in mind when you're buying
Yeah.
radiators.
Yep.
And if you have the multi-port ones, just
Yes.
in the roof might be an issue.
Issue, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a Alphacool 45 mil with an XT 240. So this is a 45 mil. And if you actually have this in the roof, so here's the issue with this. You do not have any space left for the fans. If you were to add fans, they would conflict with the motherboard. But wait a minute. Well, we are kind of offset, so you might still be good.
You got a ruler around?
It's MMPC Tech. We gotta have an MMPC Tech ruler.
So it looks like about 45 millimeters between
Yeah.
here and the.
To the front of the rad.
So we have a.
Technically speaking, you do have enough space to even fit a slim 280 up front on the top.
You know what they didn't do is they didn't offset it, did they? It's not offset.
Not for.
No, not enough.
They could have offset it a little bit, maybe.
Probably because of these, they needed these holes here.
Yeah.
So maybe if they made this removable without a drill, and then offset it,
Oh, it's
give you
riveted in?
the option. Yeah, it's
That's
rivet.
right. The support is right there.
Rivet, and then there's, I'm assuming rivets in the bottom. Yep.
Yep.
There's one, and then
Rivet.
rivet. Damn frogs always screwing up our cases.
That's too bad that wasn't screwed in with screws.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Especially for something where, you know, if you're not using this, you don't really need it. I mean, it adds structural rigidity.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not too difficult to take that, that out, so.
As far as removals, it's definitely easier than trying to do the 5 1/4 bays, especially in this one, because there aren't any. Take you a while to find them in order to remove them. Just under 3/4.
Oh, okay. That's okay for a mid-tower.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the fan hub back here, that's going to be a lot of wires.
Right, you're dealing with a lot of wires here already out of the box.
Yeah. So then trying to get your 24 pin up through one of these two is going to be a typical pain, especially because you have all this foam here.
Yeah.
So that takes away part of it as well. It's about a quarter.
1/4 inch thick. Yeah, that consumes some of your
So now you're left with half an
back
inch,
there. Yeah.
roughly. That was the same problem that I had on the H230 as well. Was that same not very much cable management space, and it's okay, but
Potential locations where you can mount a pump. I'm just trying to think those.
Hide it.
Yep.
Well, so if we had the pump there.
Hide it so that way if it starts to leak, you don't know about it. It's not a problem until you like see it, right?
You would have to be. You can probably shove it in the corner there. So push it back a bit. The pump. But then again, where are you gonna mount the reservoir?
Who knows?
I mean, you gotta get the fan mounts to mount it on top of a fan.
You know what you could do is, what I really like is those reservoir mounts that mount on the radiators.
Yep.
Yep, I think that was what he was.
Yeah, the
Or
fan mounts.
fan,
They
yeah.
mount on
Yeah,
the fan.
yeah,
Or,
fan. Fan mount radiator.
Yeah.
Yep. Fan mount reservoirs.
And I
Yeah.
think this would be the best location, for me at least,
To run tubes up
to run the tubes up and down, or at least one way.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know. For a case that they say it's for water coolers, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I see obviously the points where it is, but yeah, the pump and the reservoir. I mean, unless you do a combo, because obviously you can't use a bay res because there's no bays. And if you want to use a fan controller, you're gonna have to get creative. I know everybody wants no 5 1/4 bays. Everybody complains about them, but honestly, it's just so much easier to get, you know, one of those. However we decided to pronounce it, Aquaro, and
I started
single
using
bay.
it, and I've become a fan of that thing. I'll admit it.
Well, you'd have to figure out where to put it.
For me, what I would probably do is, don't know. Either mount it, you know, have it sit here, or depending on how much space the power supply is going to take, you know, from if I was just an SFX power supply.
There you go.
Big, and then you have enough space to mount the Aquaro there, but no, that would be an issue. It kind of forces people to start using software solutions, or, you know, which is...
Or a fan hub.
Yep.
But it'd be nice if this was PWM.
Yes.
I don't know how they would. Yeah, I don't know what that would involve for them.
It's not.
And
in terms of cost.
Fantex
but-
does it.
Oh, it does.
Fantex fan hub
It's all PWM.
is PWM.
This is not a 4-pin.
Oh, these are just 3. So it'd be nice if they were. If it was PWM, because then I could see, you know, it's less of an issue getting rid of all the bays for fan controllers and whatnot, because then you can just run it off a motherboard header. But
We're taking a look at the 440 that you're going to write the article review on, Stuart.
Yes. Forever, here I am.
Nice.
So can you put any hard drives in after you take out the all the caddies? Is there any mounting spots?
there's 2
for the S15.
Okay.
So if you used a laptop hard drive, you can stick
That would, yeah.
stick that in.
I was
here,
looking
too.
at that.
One thing, what are these for? Anybody know? There's a bunch of mounting holes underneath where the
No.
caddies are.
I saw that. Could you fit a disc right here?
I don't know.
You really want your optical drive.
There you go.
Yeah.
All these.
Cut that slim drive in there.
What I was wondering. With a pump mount, where's the damn pump mount?
Would you guys agree that maybe it was a little premature having it with no optical drive options?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry. Especially with the fan controllers that are available now.
Yeah.
This one, like 29.6, I think, so 30,
That's the skinniest you can get.
30 for all intents and
Yeah.
purposes, yeah. But I was just curious, if you put that one in the front, and then...
Oh, on the ceiling?
So let's see if we have this much space. Technically, you do have.
You could squeeze.
Oh, you're gonna
Squeeze one
sacrifice
in.
a fan,
Sure.
aren't you, though?
Yep. That's what I was just gonna check. So this is in there.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to have those up top and still have a fan on,
Yeah, but
on all three of them.
true. So two 360s, I would say, is out.
Well, you can do it.
Well,
You'll have to flip that one and put the barbs at the bottom, and then
if
you're
I
gonna
do
be-
that, you have to. Well,
it's gonna be a pain to
You're
try
gonna
and
have to
bleed, but
modify it to do a rotary in there, I think.
so.
Well, you don't have to stack those fans either, though. You can only. You know.
Well, you could. So
yeah. So I think you
The
so
fan
you'd be able to
would
get a
fit.
fan in there, but I mean then you're just
Too
blowing a bunch
close,
of air
yeah.
on there. So I don't know how good it'll be to have the fan on it anyway.
it'll be better than nothing. That's what I say. But then you lose the bottom mount for hard drive.
The hard
the
drive,
lowest
yeah.
hard drive mount. You lose that, and
You know, I just an observation here. If you're gonna go that crazy with radiators, just get a full
Get a bigger
tower.
case, yeah.
Yeah.
isn't it a full tower?
Is it a mid or full?
I think they call it a full tower, don't they?
If I had a retail box.
Sort of review. This is the retail box.
It's white.
So let's say you get the two 360s in again, but then the question becomes where are you gonna mount the pump? In the front,
Underneath,
where are you gonna
probably.
put? What are you gonna use for a reservoir? You know.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, is the reservoir location.
You're almost gonna be more easily able to use a res pump combo than
Right.
a res and
Right.
pump.
Do that, put it right up front in the corner, and then
Just cut something out
right.
of it. I mean, or I suppose there's enough room down there. You could use a bay res under the shroud too, and just nobody said you
Yeah.
had to have a bay res in a bay.
Right.
You find a way
You don't kid around, do you, Chess?
Bam!
Is that a cannon?
That's just my.
He's just happy to see you.
Yes.
So, I mean, you could use something like this,
Right.
but then only have a 360 on the top, but then
Or you
block
can
the. But then you block the.
the
Well,
fill port.
fill port.
Yeah, well, you can run it on this bracket too, couldn't you? Or that
You could.
panel. I mean, you might have to use a different bracket. Yeah, that would look
Right.
good.
Cut it out and do that.
I mean, just drill holes and
Yeah.
mount it right there, and I mean,
Okay.
with angled fittings, it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, you hide your pump
Okay.
that way if you don't like it.
Go rat in the roof.
Well, there's a reason why we have the holes in the back, so you can go like
There you
this.
go.
Boom.
It's
It'll
so
be like a steamboat.
2001.
Get your Wi-Fi antenna right up here.
It's the
Now we're
steamboat.
thinking.
Steamboat mod is like.
Nice.
Wait, that's
Have a
not
pressure release valve.
Yeah.
You get dry ice in there, and it'd be
That or
bubbling
call
up
it the
off top.
choo-choo.
Choo choo Charlie.
Choo-choo. In that
Okay.
case, it'll have to be up in the front.
Well, we got a nice. Where the heck did I put those? I got a nice solid front panel,
Ah,
so you can mount it on the front panel.
nice.
What is the serial number printed on the back of your computer?
Oh, what's the serial number?
What
printed on
you
the
say your
bottom?
name was again? It is John, sir.
John Smith.
What's your last name?
Awesome.
John Olsen. Where are you from, John? We're in Texas, sir. Which part? You don't sound like a Texan. Even more south.
Mexico?
I know Bits Power does make 120 or 140 reservoir fan mounts.
Oh,
So if you get one of those, then they just mount on the fan, and then the reservoir mounts on top of that.
On top of that, sure.
You're
So,
covering
I mean-
up all your hardware.
So you could,
I don't
let's
know.
say, you could have it here.
It's just
Well, I still like that bottom option.
Yeah.
Make a little platform and put it down there.
Also, I do
Just like
have,
you don't hit your
have a
GPUs.
80
Right.
mil version of this. This is 150. I have an
Okay.
80 mil version of this too, so using the same mount, but this much high. The fact of the matter is, it's not like you really need a reservoir to hold uber amount of water. It's
yeah, it
not-
just
right.
it
not
just
needed.
makes it easier.
To
Easier
fill,
to
yes.
initially
Yeah,
fill
you don't
it,
have
yeah.
to keep.
Yeah.
I just normally take it to the toilet and just.
Run
Oh God!
Fill her up.
Is that for the Asus Gold theme?
Yes.
Golden shower for my golden water. And the plenums and
Yeah, it's a pain with those all-in-ones. You're really handcuffed on how you line them up in there.
You don't have to hold it anymore.
I want somebody to make an all-in-one with just like quick disconnections.
SwiftTech, right?
Yeah.
Well, theirs is huge though.
But they can't sell it in the States, can they yet? Right?
No.
Yeah.
I have one of
Start
those.
using one of their Apple.
Yeah, I have one of the H220s, the ones that are banned in the US.
Yep.
So I'm thinking with the 7850K, find a small case, and I took since you can take that whole unit apart, so just kept the block,
Right. Toss there.
and it uses 3/8 barbs, which is perfect size. You know, you can't hardline it because it's not a G-quarter.
Is it painted or powder coated?
Yeah,
It's probably painted.
Oh.
It's
No, that's
this-
powder coat.
it's
Is it?
chunky.
I think so.
It's the
Doesn't like
same.
getting stress.
It's the same
Yeah.
issues that I've had with pretty much any NZXT case I've ever had.
And you know you reviewed quite a few of them.
Oh no, that's paint. That's not powder coat. Either that or it's really, really shitty powder coat.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you know, you won't see it, but
Yeah.
still an annoyance.
Reservoir mounts from the factory and this side panel wall would have been nice.
Or even.
Oh,
Well, you
SSD
could fit an
mounts.
SSD in there, no problem. If you got rid of the tabs.
Mhm.
And then you could put a shroud on that, cover all that up.
It's interesting. It's kind of quirky, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, they're saying it's a good case for water cooling, but I don't see any major, where's the radiators going to draw the air from? There's just vents only on one side. So that's my problem with it.
I think it's confused. It doesn't quite know what it wants to be. If it wants to be a full-on water cooling case, or if it just wants to be a quiet case. It's just sort of stuck in the middle, I think.
It's, I think it's maybe one of the first mainstream cases to have room for a 360 right out of the gate in the front, but you sacrifice so much for having that. You can't have any, there's no 5 1/4 inch bays. You sacrifice potentially all of your rotary drive space. And then, yeah, it just gives up too much for potentially little gain that you can just get with having that same rad in the roof.